hard. I was trying to remember, but I remember in doing something that they did. But when I saw what they did on June the 25th, and that hurt to hear my fucking father's voice being used to create movies and create the energy for all of that shit, all my shit that belongs to my body, me, spiritual talents and all of that being used to create entertainment while, me and my fucking parents, family, ancestors, including Baron Samedi, are gonna flounder into non-existence. And I mentioned his name on my blog, Topless in the Late Art, as well as on YouTube as a real name. And Mount Baton Rouge was about to do the same. And it's just, it ain't no joke. That's the most evil ass fucking thing. They had my parents set up as fucking computers and shit, entity attachments, my spirit team, who they took some months. That shit was enough to make me want to fucking cry. That shit pissed me off. And then I would hear in my consciousness, like, fucking jailers, Meghan Markle and Camilla de Rothschild, Philippines. Whose roach names are Andrea, Cambarosa, Barbarossa, show up and say, no, she's not supposed to be in her head. She ain't supposed to. They trying to fuck with me right now because I'm about to get back in the motherfucker. I started playing the Hitler frequency and used a little bit of Palo Mayambe on them motherfuckers. Trying to get my shit back. They keep using Meghan Markle to block me from my contract. But I saw so much shit that if I didn't use my third eye, I gotta take it a little bit. I do take it seriously, but I'm smart about it. But it's like I really got to do something about it. I got to get really fastidious about it, and use more of what I can, because what I saw and I'm being made to forget something. It's like a block. In the spirit plane, I heard that I saw them replacing, throwing, like, bitch, where are you getting permission to throw me out my time? I don't give a fuck if this guy, bitch, you don't have the right to be taking somebody and throwing them out their timelines. And then replacing me with the fat broad, here's the stats. Soul swap me, giving her, like, you in charge, bitch. I came in and almost killed him, and that's really what I want to do. I want to kill him. Especially the main one they got lording over me is Andrew Mountbatten Wins, and they kept throwing him as a sacrifice. He another one that'll try to find any fucking reason whatsoever to justify killing you off, and he's supposed to be a big fan of Wuthering Heights. His past life, he was black, and I think they designated the guy, so 3517 hurts the guy. He was in the roach realm initially, and then upgraded to something else. You know, what's his name? Harry Mountbatten wins his consciousness. They threw, his child self, I don't know how true it is, into his body and something else, I don't know. But they all function like they're not fully in the physical plane, they're in the astral, something like that. He was tormenting my brother into non-existence in the hell realm, making monkey sounds and all that. I be telling these, I hear them saying that, and it's like, nigga, you're not even human. You take off your fucking skin at night. You're a creepy pasta motherfucker. You're no sleep fucking story off of Reddit. You're not human to be getting down, like, to be making human joke, like, bitch, you're not. 1552 hertz works on him, by the way. You're not human. What are you doing? 110 hertz, 113 hertz on the Rothschilds. With me for wanting to play that one morning, and I was like, look, there's family is behind it. But that killed me to where I had no fucking past life. They eliminated them, and I'm just like, shit's real. It's one thing to hear from the roaches, but to see it, really fucked me up. That fucked me up. Um, I heard it myself of them proselytizing that I'm, a fucking crackhead and all of this. So, if they, to justify making me a sacrifice to get their loved one's sight, you don't want that. You, you get a very nice place, if I was still in the world. Really nice place. And I wouldn't try to govern shit. I don't give a fuck. They're taking my consciousness out right now. I feel it. I'm there, Jason. Jason Momoa jumping into the front seat. I don't know if he's stealing or helping. I don't know what he's doing. I heard he ain't helping. Touch kids and all that. 694-695 hertz, 1181 hertz. See what he's up to. Heard it was my brother. They heard they disguised him as Stephen Bauer. Crush on me lately. But I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. Heard they had him disguised as him, but really my brother, based on his past life, that's someone else's past life. It kills me to see where we're at. This whole thing. I wish I would have blocked that shit from when I first. They were telling me months in advance they would do it, which is what they do. Ingrid Hybrid or Barbara and David Rain or whatever went over there to tell Meghan Markle don't fuck with her. She's good. She's cool people. She don't fuck with nobody. That's how I know they ain't doing none of this shit. Like, I heard people now who blaming them, but they ain't them. Trust. I'll jump on. In that timeline and take them out. Just use some power my which is how it works. Use 694-695 hertz, 1181 hertz. Add as many zeros at the end and beginning all around as possible to see. I really want to get them, and I want them out of existence. And I almost came close to doing that one night. I fucked up a little bit. Do some power my baby. But we're about to fuck them up themselves because I killed people that are minded for doing them that time. Right? Knowing they're evil and be running over somebody because all I do is, what do you do with the kid? But I was doing power my young baby because it's an internal invasion. It's like kind of like what I initially had. I couldn't defeat that shit by using my third eye. Frequencies, Florida water, frankincense, and mirror shit would have helped. Oils, liquids, and all of that would have helped. And frequency especially. So that's what I'm doing here, but it's more complicated because I'm on a spaceship, I heard. And, laser pointers for that shit. Let me help you get shit back. Laser pointers. You take down a UFO. Native Americans, I got Cherokee ancestors. I don't know if they situated them or not. I don't know. But they proselytize, use that, and they were also saying help your parents out because they're in a very fucked up place, and then people didn't ask for it. I feel Meghan Markle grabbing my consciousness right now. I almost pulled both of them, harrying them into a hell realm, especially when I saw how she was talking to my mother and dad. They're both giant fucking roaches. And when the roach attachment showed me where they really are, and that was like, nah, y'all niggas gotta be killed. And they were trying to, they be getting Zendaya to create entity attachments. They stole and gave her a lot of my shit and tried to block me like they do bearing Samedi from getting back in his body, from getting back my shit. I saw it the other day when my road spirits were going to set it up for me to get my shit back. I see the entity, I hear their voices, idioms, all of that. Just like I did with Eugenia Mount Bad Windsor when she was pissed when she saw I was removing her ass out of my soul consciousness and everything. They feel entitled. I know that shit's real and it's them. It's nobody else. They all got to be taken out. You know, they were making, because my dad got soul swapped, I heard somebody had to take over my dad's body. They were making him sound like a crackhead, but they did it with Richie from Boston. I remember in 2017, he was an old white guy. He was not this young Hispanic Puerto Rican that he looked like a MAGA hat wearing motherfucker. Me, Trump supporter, but very wise man who knew a lot about the occult. True to through and through, he was a wise man who knew a lot about the occult. I noticed that them motherfuckers get nervous if I start looking at Bill Cooper. I don't know if they put him in the hell room or not. Look out for him, 125 hertz, 3517 hertz. They almost got nervous. You gotta look out for him. I know they fuck with Simon Parks. Where the Alex Collier got reptilians looking out for him, but I ain't gonna say too much. Real ones. I had one protecting me the other night from Guran, who on PCA one night, and they had people who were telling me that, but evil motherfucker, it's just like business as usual. And I was trying to find him yesterday. That's one of the big ones I was trying to remember and fuck his ass up, because he's over my consciousness and he's causing a lot of problems. Him and Meghan Markle. They took control of a lot of my shit and feel like they own me and my family and bloodline. That's why I need to get in this game, do something, put my body back together, get my third eye working so I can fuck them up. But the problem is it's internal. So you can't really do that, but you can do that, every now and then when it's safe. I think that's a better game plan, because I see it in, it's like when I saw, timelines, I think I had memories of it, dreaming about it last night with my friends. I'm like, that shit's real. A lot of people thriving off my ass, man. They got my child spirit guy the other day. Child consciousness, child spirit guy. She was like, no, we shouldn't have this. No. I feel the same way. They fucking up Hitler, who's been helping. They got that man taking orders and shit, just like they had my parents seated down taking orders. He was another one helping my parents out, despite their color. The most racist is like me. Politically incorrect motherfuckers tend to be the realest motherfuckers who stand up for you when shit goes down. I'm not one of these fake. It's like some of these motherfuckers that work with them. I ain't one of these fake motherfuckers. I'll tell you the truth. You're not gonna pretend that my father's entity attachment is in. So use 694-695-1181 hertz at the end, beginning, all around. It's possible to see. That poor man needs to be protected. with my mom, Linda Williams, Desire Projects, 1958, January 1958 or 56. She's a power sign in Aquarius. I keep thinking Libra or something, or I gotta look at them zodiacs, but I know she's one of the ones that's very domineering. And that aches to see that. And I should have done more I should be doing a lot more. And I got a whiff of that yesterday when I saw past life self people just light up and say, thank you, you here. And see me as the big rescuer. They went after the policeman, as a matter of fact. Her name was Pinelli or something. Pirelli, who looked like Scooby-Doo. And I saw him in Astroworld. He had red hair, and I'm like, why am I seeing it? What's he here? Who was a sergeant at LAPD, Mid-Wilshire Division, who freed me from all that shit. From getting an indecent exposure charge. What the Illuminati has been doing is they've been going to people associated me trapped in hell realms. They did it with a really big person. I think he was one of the big people for me. Pierre Holmes did the same thing. This guy here who was trapped in the hell realm, Julian Sands, say so they're gonna use some trickery, but I won't. Me and my road skiers went down there to help them. Julian Sands, he was trapped in a hell realm where it was just like I was showing it yesterday. They're like fucking, they told to wear slacks or something, and that's all they can do, and they can't think of something. Then I think all they can do is indulge in eating roaches and all of that. That's all they got, and they got a gruel that they deliver. They were torn up in a war, whatchamacallit. They have him to where he don't practically exist or something. Somebody else that was associated with me. But who they went to, who they heard was trapped in the hell realm, they went to exonerate her. There were a bunch of people. I don't think it's somebody I went to school with. I keep thinking it, but it's not. But they do that. I almost want to put their mansions. I did it the other day, their homes. So y'all can do something about that, because that's some rotten shit. They'll punish the person and leave them in the hell realm if they don't help them by fucking with me. I don't think they did that with, I don't think they got my brother trapped to their grid, taking orders, Kerry Williams. I think he had the Salvatrucha MS Florencia 13 or something, helping, but kind of keeping them hostage. I don't know. MS 13. They were helping me at one point. They were cool this we were playing. When I lived in South Central in the road room, very, very nice people, you know. I always had a major respect for gang members, gangsters, because, well, the old ones, because it's analogous to the mafia, you know, they go through a lot, they ain't gonna just pick arbitrary. If they're gonna come after you, they're gonna do something. You know, it ain't like these skinny jean wearing motherfuckers. Even back in my day, they're good people. And I think I don't know if the Rothschilds hired them to work for them or something. Yeah, at the beginning they hired some people, some and a bunch of others to work for them. But it's a bunch of people trapped in hell realms. For a past life, I think they got replaced. It's a lot. But it's tricky because I'm all fucked up, so I can't really be going in there putting niggas together. You know, I even tried putting like a thing over my face when I got fucked up. You know, little eye thing. Because of how fucked up my energy is and how these niggas are all in it. Yeah, Eugene and Mount Bad Windsor blocked me from my consciousness yesterday, but that's how much they feel like they own it. Like these niggas, they got a red button in the back that you can press. Got the Rothschilds, you know, everybody. They like these niggas got a like. I feel like, you know, these niggas are given like new bodysuits every night, man. I mean, these niggas ain't physically strong at all. They're weak. You know, I heard when they dream, they just go into the astral plane and have choices and dream sequences, but not really. They don't dream like we do. They're not human. They give them the consciousnesses of people who were past victims. Speaking of which, I want to do something about them Guggenheims and Getty Villas. I tried getting rid of them yesterday. And I was pissed that the family took so much and was using trickery, so I'm going to fuck them up. You know, you can use 694, 695 hertz, 1181 hertz. Show you the codes for teleportation, because what they'll do is, especially for early, what I mentioned, teleport homeless people into their consciousnesses and fuck you up that way. And have them act as batteries for their security team. One of the most notable was a lady by the name of Sanchez. Then there was Sergey Morales. And then there was another one, FBI guy. And that was some fucked up ass shit. But see, it'd be rare if you go to the Getty Museum, because they have motherfuckers inside of the entity attachment. They got alien entity attachments. Now it's the same type of alien entity attachment that Philip Searches, the Rothschild, is one of the bigger ones. I've seen him physically manifest in my apartment and try to fuck with my ass. Prince Charles try to physically fuck with my ass. He be doing it with them motherfuckers at times. They're like him, but they don't seem sentient. Like the Getty Museum, you know, people who run it, all of them, they're the same fate where they were teleported. It's like with the Mount Bad Windsor, that's how they get their consciousness. I mean, tomorrow I was trying to find a spaceship that allows her to be able to get her consciousness. I was trying to destroy that shit all yesterday. what they'll do is, and I hear her song, she was doing that with me the other day when she chopped a lot of my consciousness, where it goes like, downtown, chop, 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 chop. They go find a person who's drug addicted or whatever, bring them in, when her and my band was going to start raping them in the third eye, I'm guessing, doing some weird shit, and then torturing them, for loose, like Dominican would say, that's another one they didn't like, nothing to protect them. But I remember when he came back on video, he looked like he had no soul nature. He looked like something sucked the life out of him. I don't know. I don't want to do it. But, anyways, they'll give him money from the very extraterrestrials who they get money from, which controls everyone. And they think so little of us that they give them, like, I think the Mount Bad wins is $12, cosmic money, I don't know. $12. And then the other one is really what I want to do. I want to fuck their asses up and kill them and wipe them out. Ooh, yes, I just remembered. I came close to fucking up Adam Weishaupt. I don't know if it was really him or not. I'm not really sure. 94695 Hertz C, but he controls Illuminati timelines. Came close to fucking him up, but that's really what I want to do. I know I'm fucked up on other things, but I came close with that. Need to get on Nathan Rothschild. They would get nervous that fucking day. Mad fucking nervous. I heard my ourselves and I heard Andrew, my bad word. I hear him talking right now. Trying to come through when I looked at him on the screen here. But anyways, they'll give Rothschild's 500. They'll give the women that money. And as soon as they're about to spend it, they get suspended into hyperspace. The Rothschildians with Alice were talking about that, and because I've been in hyperspace, I see a lot of them because of the situation. Suspend them in hyperspace. Them niggas were helping them steal money. You may want to play that Dirty Spirit frequency on YouTube, or 1150 hertz for them. Dirty Spirit, I think, Double Spirit, or something, Unclean Spirit. But anyways, 735 hertz. But anyways, 2 hertz, I just want to say, as well. But anyways, they get suspended in hyperspace. They get pulled up on the ship. And then you never see them again. And then they take their consciousnesses. A lot of spaceships thrive on the consciousnesses of people. Usually the ones that are nice, that are good, use their ancestors. If they run out, they may have to resort to that. But, like, I got, the Heru and a bunch of others. I think Wild Beans at one point is ancestral, and the Rothschilds, I was trying to say a mantra for this, commandeered a lot of my parents' spaceships the other day. Still a lot of them. My mother again, Napoleon Williams, Gemini, May or April 1946, my mother desired projects under Williams, January 1956 or 58. and send people into hyperspace. It's some fucked up shit. The person gets pulled out. Anyways, person gets pulled up and their consciousness gets used to feed them. You know, I saw where Eugenie Mountbatten Windsor put me in her vagina or something. Meghan Markle kept hearing her clasping and all of that. It was the most disgusting fucking thing. So, she was going, you know, and I heard they took a lot of my soul consciousness. Meghan Markle used her connection to my DNA to steal a lot of my shit. I was trying to get that back, take the opportunity to get that back, because it was hard using, because they heard they could turn the ship on and off and all of that. Permission from the drivers, I'm on around 14 aliens. So the frequency don't affect them as much. You know, I was trying like in vain to put my fucking spirit team, because I saw the writing on the wall. In 34 timelines they had me to where I only see white. I don't see anything else. And that's some scary shit. And I was kicking myself in the ass in one where I was still somewhat conscious, saying, I wish I would have did this and that, so I'm happy I was getting more on it. Looking back on it, I kind of don't regret what I did yesterday, but I need to be doing a lot more like that, but I gotta get myself back. They'll have them to where they see nothing but, like, white, their consciousness don't exist for themselves, and entity attachments gets created of their spirit team, like in them timelines of me where in 34 timelines I get, you know, put up to where I only see white. By them motherfuckers, that's how I know it's not Barbara and David Rayner, Ingrid Hybert and them. Where it's used to provide them with consciousnesses. You know, if they don't get it, they go totally in trample. Like, their consciousness will be right here. The only consciousness, like, they don't have a subliminal, they ain't got none of that. They just have one right here, and that's it. It's designed to take orders and nothing else. So, you know, for the Mountbatten Windsor Rothschilds, that's the perfect way to take them out. For me, for Meghan Markle, you know, help me with my mom. That's how you get rid of that motherfucker. You know, put us back together, get us our shit back. Ancestral, I want to dominate their fucking spaceships. I'm saying mantras for that. Take over their shit so I can get my shit back and just fuck them up. I don't like them people. Period. You can't tell me anything about them. They, you know, that's why people get into Scientology. You know, they block. They. With that being said, with that being said, it's like what I saw with my soul consciousness. They were making entity attachments of them and having them do different things for that grid system. That killed me to see that shit. Frequency, I saw it where they stole my whole consciousness one night and locked out my Archangel Michael as well as my connection, Edith Stein, my high cells and all of that. That was scary as shit. And I mentioned my Archangel Michael. Well, I'm not going to say too much, but that tripped me the fuck out. And I saw that. Um, they had like entity attachments made of them and my shit, furry and shit to them. Again, take Meghan Markle out at the soul consciousness, at the DNA, I want to say DNA because she connected to soul consciousness level. Again, my mom, Linda Williams, born Desire Projects, 1956 to 1958, January. I think she in Aquarius. I'm going to try to find out the sign today. With that being said, let's get to the whatchamacallit. I had one of their ancestors trick me and make me think that it was my consciousness being with them dominating it. And early this morning, I had a vivid dream. I felt like I was in the astral plane, where I was in the hospital. I was in the homeless shelter and hospital, and they had a guy there. They had a couple of blacks. It might have been African ancestors and all of that. Mine's is Igbo. And I remember being on a cotton, a kid talking to me, and then seeing water on it, and then feeling like it's piss and all of that. And then me just like, I gotta, then being pulled in with the astral planes. Hopefully nothing bad happens. Where I'm driving down, it's not Chef Mentor, but it's like a freeway to get to Slidell in the back of New Orleans East. Like, I lived in Village de l'Est, so you just keep on driving. You're going to see like a swamp area. You saw all sorts of weird shit, like giant alligators and all that. I keep having dreams of them. There was supposedly a 30-foot alligator that was watching us that lived in the forest area. I was told by the roaches. They had remember when the wild boars descended on that area. But anyways, I was pulled into a hospital with two other people, and I was trying to get the fuck out. And I was like using my, consciousness to try a third eye to try to call on God, somebody else's God, and they were like, I can't do anything for you. I can't hear. I'm trying to hear myself. Use 156 hertz. If you feel blocked, I got that on my phone. 125 hertz frees people from hell realms. I wonder if it's the people of Churdleys. 517 hertz, and Anyways, we were all trapped. And I remember going downstairs and seeing that the only place was a hospital. And I just felt suspect about it. I'm like, I ain't going anywhere near that motherfucker. And so it lasted for a good time. I was, how the fuck do I get out? Then I remember it was something to do with the Illuminati and feeling like, they